What's up, Ray? It's your boy Andrew. Back with some more thrilling Dark Souls 3 action. So thrilling. You are going to be thrilled. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. I tell you what. Probably more so with this video than with the previous ones, because this is the first one where I've made an attempt at actually playing it on my own, in my own time, and then editing the footage of that together to make it less tedious to watch, we'll say. For this video, this stream in particular, you are welcome, because boy, oh boy, there is some shit that you are going to be glad you did not have to see very much of. It's a lot of me going back and forth between the same spots, killing the same enemies. This is probably about 3 hours of gameplay, a little less, condensed into little over an hour. And yeah, for good reason. So I do still kind of like the live streaming aspect of it, so you can see all of the foibles I make. That's probably god, foibles. What am I, like a early 20th century columnist for a newspaper? I don't know what I'm fucking saying. Anyways, but yeah, it's been a fun area to explore. I'll just leave it at that. We'll be looking at some Reddit posts after we get through the video briefly to give you an idea of what the general consensus of this area is. So without further blathering, let me just roll this beautiful bean footage. Please. It's good. Okay, goodness. So, Cathedral of the Deep. So at the end of the last video, we kind of poked around the graveyard a little bit. This is really kind of the first run that I did through when I started recording. What I tried to do was to, with like the future runs of this area, what I've done is I've tried to edit it to the point where I had died in the previous run, so you don't have to see me retreading the same ground over and over again. Because it happens a lot in this one. There are very few bonfires. In fact, I haven't found any other bonfires aside from that one in the Cathedral area that we started at. This is not... It's not a small area. So it's very possible that I was missing something. But I feel like I scoured the place pretty thoroughly. It did not turn up anything else aside from the shortcut that I open up later on in this video. And by that point, it was just like, oh, okay. Thank you for this, but it's a little... feels like too little too late. So here we are back at that same spot. And what I realized is that little bar there that's ticking down, that's the blood loss, and it basically is inflicted on you anytime most of these enemies, I think even just get close to you. They don't necessarily have to actually hit you with anything, but like the weird maggoty dog things that we fought towards the end of the last video, they will just inflict that upon you immediately before they even attack if you're close enough to them. So what that does is it's like a counter going up, and then once the bar fills, you lose like a quarter of your health. And there are items you can get to stop that from ticking up, but I only found like 2 of them, and I didn't want to waste them. And it's something that does eventually go away on its own. It just will do a certain amount of damage to you and wear off. It depends on how many attacks the enemies that inflict it got in on you. That is a status effect that prevents me from using my Estus Flask. Getting hit with that, whatever that was, and got that white mist. See, there I'm trying to drink, and it's like, what? Empty. And then I died. So that's something that the archer did to me. Yep. At first I was like, I don't want to bother fighting those guys on my first run through this area, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I do have to kill those guys because they will make things even more difficult for me. Just, these guys fucking suck. Like, individually, not a big deal, but like 2 or more of them, they just are so tiny, and they... Empty. They're so tiny, and they hit so hard, like, and so quickly, it is bad news if you're dealing with more than 1 or 2 of them at a time. The thing is, this is the easy part of this area. Whoa, 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 whoa. Drinking an Estus Flask? You can't do that.
And that kid with the backpack said radical. I say radical. That's my thing that I say.
It's pretty much how I feel about it. Seeing those jerks using their own Estus Flasks. It's like, no, that's my thing. I'm the one that runs away and heals myself. I'm the thrill ho. Yeah. So at this point, I decided to go back to the Firelink Shrine because I had almost 20,000 souls. I edited that part out because nothing really interesting happened. I just leveled up a couple times and added some points into my endurance, I think. Oh, there I go. So, you might notice there that the glowing thing that those guys used to be surrounding is gone. I didn't include it in the video, but I did go and kill them so I could get to the thing, and it was item that let me get another charge on my Estus flask. So, I guess the lesson to be learned there is to not let people grieve in peace. Probably should have waited for that blood loss effect to stop before I started fighting this guy, but huh? Yeah, I mean, I went up there like, alright, I'm gonna fight this guy. It won't be. I killed the other one that's in the starting area. It probably won't be too hard, but the details, not not great at paying attention to the details, as has been well established. But I killed him, so there you go. Still not finding any of the upgrade items that I actually need for the Uchikatana, though, which is annoying. So now apparently I'm just running around aimlessly. Probably could have cut this part out, but just seeing the sights, you know. Gotta see what's real. Yeah, I mean, that message was not wrong. It will happen to me, and does happen to me several times, as you will see. I mean, not the getting buried in a grave part, that was kind of implied that it happens after, but so that's the poison bite ring, and I think, okay, yeah, I'm going to use inventory to show it. Yeah, but what that does is that, upper right, that will reduce the rate that I start taking the poison, um, start occurring it, so that'll be good when I go back to the swamp area, I think. And then I just edited out some of the boring bits to get back to the main area here. I think I edited it out, but if you go down into the area to the left there, there's a bunch of like the skeleton zombie things, and then your giant friend from the undead settlement that throws the big javelins will throw javelins at these guys too, which is pretty nice. It's like, oh, he's still helping me out. Thanks, buddy. So this is a lot of what I edited out. Me shifting back and forth between my Uchigatana and the bow and arrow, and then slowly plinking away at these idiots to make it slightly more tolerable to get through. Um, so yeah, if I'd been streaming this, you would have seen this happen probably 6 or 7 times. Live streaming, I should say, not just playing this edited video. Yeah, these guys just friggin' their shrieks and screams. Like, yeah, you're monsters. I fucking get it. Shut up. the plus side, I did get better at using the bow and arrow, so I mean that is a, a benefit to having to do this part repeatedly. Um, what the? It sounded something sharp and pointy whistling past me at a very close proximity. Like, oh, huh. And then he just flames out trying to get to me. Like, suits me, but yeah, it's like I don't even think there's any indication that you're being affected by status aside from like the mist coming off of you when they hit you with those jars. But usually there'd be something like in the upper left-hand corner. Yeah, the Estus flask blocking thing. They don't give you indications like with the blood loss or the poison. Like, oh yeah, you're suffering from an adverse effect. Just the fact that you can like, if you look closely enough, see these little fuckers hanging on the walls, and you're not really sure what is gonna trigger them to jump down and try to get you. Don't like him. So, like, am I out of Estus Flask? No, I still have a few. Frantically scanning around, trying to see if any little creep is going to jump down on me. Yep, like that. Yep. And then for some reason I decided to just like back myself into this corner like and let myself get murdered. Yeah. Like surely there'll be a way out of this. That's where I stopped playing for that part of the recording, and I'm like, all right, that was an embarrassing way to die. I have to stop now. Big dude with an axe, bunch of little dickheads. Great. It's really a lovely, lovely sound. Jesus Christ. Like, I played through this, and then I watched it a few times doing the editing. That's still every time I'm just like, God, these little fuckers. Any of these fuckers ever drop off a wall? It's just devious placement and uh, like triggers for when they'll become aggro. Ah. Just. Ugh. Not great. Yeah, the blood loss, I think, is clear to anybody watching. All that red stuff flowing out of me, that's a blood loss. Ugh. Hate them. I mean, they're having a good time. You can't really. In this hell world, seeing those guys having a fun time, who might have begrudged them? At this point, I'm just like, everything has to die. I don't care. Like, if they're just minding their own business. Everybody. Just me looking for any way to not have to fight that guy again, basically. But it seems pretty unavoidable. So I did get a little better at backstabbing doing this. It's still tricky, though. I think what I realized is that if you can lock onto them and kind of do the circle straight around to their back, if their turning speed is not as fast as yours, and you can do that, then you can pretty much guarantee to pull off a backstab, but not easy. I'm like, I'm not a religious man, but at this point I was praying to see a fucking bonfire. I'm like, please, please just make me safe. Make me not have to go through this again. So this is, I think I edited out a couple of deaths there because it wasn't really anything interesting to watch. So this is probably like 10 attempts in or so through this area, getting up to this point, like only for like the first time after 10 attempts. And then classic Dark Souls trap there. Oh, there's a shiny thing in a blind corner. Sure. Oh, how about that? How about that? Yeah, just. Oh god. Oh god. Not like this. We'll be seeing a lot more of that dude very shortly. Nope, no bonfire. And then also some shit pouring out of the statue. Just, this is very, reminiscent of Sen's Fortress from the first game, with maybe fewer pendulums, but, in terms of nasty. Edit this out, before I upload it, but my headset died. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's not like the other giants, not like the other dude, unfortunately. I'm like, oh, maybe this guy will help me kill these guys. No, no. There we go. I tell you, the relief of opening those doors and seeing that I'd unlocked the shortcut to get me back to safety, relative safety. Just like, thank fucking God. Yeah, a lot of that is going to be happening in the next 20, 20 to 30 minutes. You're going to be seeing a lot of this. Like, I eventually realized that you can just, like, run past all that and be fairly safe, but not right away. I didn't figure that out. Mm-hmm. Yep. So the thing about these ladies, uh, so respectful. These ladies, they are fine-ish when you're in like the undead settlement and you have a fair amount of room to navigate around them. When you're in an enclosed space with kind of tighter corridors like this, not a great combination, as we will be seeing shortly. And apparently, as far as I can tell, there's nothing fucking up here. Just that lady. So yeah, this is where I stopped playing for the second part of the video. Just like, fuck that.
Merciful goddess, mother of the fallen.
And then there was a couple of days between where I stopped playing there and started picking it back up here. So in that amount of time between the stopping and the restarting, I completely forgot that I don't need to go up and fight that lady. That there's no point in it. So there's going to be several deaths here in pretty quick succession.
What time come to me?
So that's very reminiscent of when I was playing the first Dark Souls. There's like a sewer area that you go into pretty early on in the game, and there's at the end of a hallway like a little glowing treasure thing. And if you go and pick it up, if you're like, ooh, something for me, uh, then one of those guys drops directly onto your head. And when it happened to me, Terra can attest, I made a horrible noise, just like, "Whoa," and like recoiled physically because I was so caught off guard by it. It's a fond Dark Souls memory. Like, I don't think Terra, you really hadn't seen me have any kind of visceral reaction like that in a video game. Yeah. So, yeah.
Merciful goddess, mother of the.
So what I'm only just now realizing that didn't occur to me before is that I should probably try dropping down into that muck with him. Um, so I will give that a shot the next stream. Backstabs for everybody, except for that second guy, but still, like, good to know that there is a way to do it without just trying to slowly creep up on guys, because that never seems to work in my limited experience trying to pull that off. Like, I don't know why I thought that Dark Souls 3 would give me a safe hiding spot from that. I'm like, oh, this alcove. Oh, it looks nice and safe. Like, no. There's no escape. What a shock. Just... Ugh. You've already got a terrifying giant glowing mace. Did you really need a gigantic tower shield also? Trying to show some respect to him, but did not work. Offering him a brief prayer, but apparently not interested in that, so that's fine. And then this is the part where I forget that I've already been up here and spend the next several minutes fighting that lady again. So, again, trying to pray to her, just trying to offer my support, but not interested. These, I mean, for being in a cathedral, these guys are not very pious. Perfect. Great job. Past me. mean, it definitely seems like they're tougher than the ones that were in. Yep, there we go. You can't tell what's more annoying, like the terrifying screams of monsters, screams and shrieks, or the pleased chuckling of these ladies. So jovial. Finally. So yeah, this is the part where I realized, oh wait, I was already up here. There's nothing to do up here. There probably is something to do, and I just missed it. I mean, it seems like there should be, like, something up here, but if there is, I could not find it. Like, with those candle stands, like, some of them are lit and some of them aren't, so I'm like, is there anything I can do with that? But apparently not. Beware of monster. Beware of ambush. Like, what? There's nothing. Well, I don't see anything to worry about over here. Seems totally fine. Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, fuck. just trying to. Here, I'm trying to see if I can somehow sneak up on him, but. Oop! Idiot. He looked right at me.
Merciful goddess, mother of the fall.
Again, by this point, I should know just to run straight through, maybe pause to recover some stamina in the alcove there, but I just love rolling so much, I just can't help myself. It's just now occurring to me that I can probably get a good plunging attack on the mace guy from that middle part of the bridge. Fighting this dude straight on, not, it's kind of a non-starter. And that's, where I decided to... Oh, looks like somebody had been chatting, trying to chat. Let's see. Alright, so... Yeah, Cathedral of the Deep. Not, not easy. And, to wrap things up, I think I'll just kind of justify my poor performance there by doing a quick... Not that quick. That's not how you spell Google. Not Googler. God. Okay. Cathedral of the Deep sucks. Let's take a look at some Reddit posts here. Cathedral of the Deep, really starting to piss me off. Gonna go back there when I'm overleveled and watch everything that exists in there struggle to kill me before I one-shot them. Then go to the nearest bonfire so I can do it again. Fuck Cathedral of the Deep. Yep. Can we all agree that Cathedral of the Deep is the worst thing in existence? I've beaten this area 3 times already and I absolutely detest it. As someone who's beaten Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Leukemia they've beaten. They sincerely hope whoever designed the stage was docked a month's wages. Just about the most despicable enemy placement that would make Dark Souls 2 blush, and it feels like it never fucking ends. Okay, they do have a fun boss fight in there, so that's some potentially slightly redeeming aspect to it. Cathedral of the Deep is certainly the worst area in the game. I found myself hating at the thought of having to revisit the area. It's long, bland, uninteresting. The cathedral is big but mostly empty. I even hate going up into the attic part on the ceiling. Just, fuck Cathedral of the Deep. I'm not a Grandmaster by any means, but I've come a long way from where I started, and I am far from someone who sucks at this game, yet here I am on my 3rd character, and the Cathedral of the Deep still gives me absolute fits in some spots. So, yeah, not a fan favorite, exactly. So it's somewhat justifying to see that I'm not the only one suffering. I do kind of like it. I mean, it's miserable, and that terrifying spidery kind of whatever the fuck that was that cornered me in that room just past the big mace knight. Don't like that at all. But still, it's uh, it's not without its charms. But anyway, that's it for now. And let me. Hey, I got a couple other chatters in there. I need to figure out. I should probably set up a second monitor so I can actually see the chat while I'm playing and not just chat's chat's just kicking off, man. Right at the end of the stream. Perfect. Hello. Nice to see everybody. All 2 of you. This is what counts as a big chat day for me. So I'll take it. Appreciate the viewing. But yeah, I got to go eat some food, and more importantly, I've got to go to the bathroom. So I will see y'all later.